UPS is a supply chain distribution intermediary around the globe, and what that means is we manage the movement of goods, funds, and information. But the company was founded in 1907 in Seattle, Washington, by an individual named Jim Casey, who, in my view, is an American icon. Classic entrepreneur, built the frame of the company around small business units, owner-operated, driven culture. So when you talk about entrepreneurship, I've been with UPS for 31 years. Every day of those 31 years has been based on my individual creative spirit relative to our culture. Our major customers, UPS, our major customers today are worldwide national brands. Quite frankly, we're very proud of the fact that we handle the supply chain and movement for companies like Dell Computer, Apple, AT&T, Staples, Costco, Walmart. I think they see the value in UPS's supply chain, but we're more importantly proud of what we play as a critical role in startup businesses. When you talk about someone today, and particularly with the power of the internet, looking to start a business, UPS is generally very interested in helping that company start its business model. Not just to go participate in what they can give us, but what we can also give back to them as entrepreneurs. And so when you talk about the involvement of a UPS manager in the small business space, in the small business category, we are very, very close to, Michael Dell was a startup as an example. We are very, very close to that kind of startup. We were with Michael Dell when he was in the garage. And we helped Michael Dell become the entrepreneur he is today, from being in a garage to being around the globe. When we found his space for him in Taiwan, his warehouse space for him in Australia, Michael Dell had been with us for years. And that's really the spirit of UPS. Success, being successful. I think helping other people be successful. What motivates me when you talk about my involvement in entrepreneurship is two things, I think. First, we have a legacy of it in our company. Second, it's a critical part of our strategic focus. And recently I had the 90 managers that I have here in the Southern California area go through a workshop on staying entrepreneurial. I think it's very important that the same spirit that the business owner brings to the table daily happens in large, complex corporations. That's really what motivates me from that perspective. The biggest influence on me, without question, is the founder of UPS. When you talk about the legacy, Jim Casey started, by the time he was 19, 3 individual messenger services. By the time he was 19. He literally started his first one at 13. The second one began when he was 17, and he did this with others, so he had partners. But as I mentioned before, foundationally for me, when you talk about entrepreneurial focus and spirit, everything about our culture and his legacy was about that. And clearly my influence in my life has been very profound there. I think I made the same sacrifices, quite frankly, that any small business owner or any entrepreneur has to make. I've lived around the U.S. I've gone on assignments as needed. I think that you have to have an attitude that you do whatever it takes to help make your company successful. I started in the Bay Area, worked in Philadelphia, Chicago, Virginia. Now I'm here in Southern California. So having said that, I think any entrepreneur, if all things being equal were to speak to it, you spend a lot of time on your endeavor. And you do whatever it takes once you commit to that endeavor to make it successful. And I believe that that's what Jim Casey did when he founded UPS, and I think that's the expectation of an owner-operator in UPS such as I. I think success is defined through what you help other people do. We have a quote at UPS, while building up others, you build up yourself. I really believe in that. That's not just a cliche or copybook for me. I've heard that for 30 years. And so I've lived profoundly as much as I'm able to do it. You know, certainly I'm not speaking from a mantle of perfection to do that. I believe it's my role to help other management folks succeed below me. I think it's my role to help the businesses that subscribe to UPS to succeed. I spent a lot of time with businesses talking about their business models change in the environment, change in the space, helping them be proactive and ahead of it. And if the people around me aren't successful, number one, then I'm not. And I think that's what's most important. That's what matters most to me personally, is that they're successful. I would give a lot of advice to an aspiring entrepreneurs. I think that when you sit in the chair I do, which is unique, I've met thousands of small business owners, literally, over 30 years. And there's some consistent themes there. First and foremost, small business owners need to recognize that no one succeeds alone, that success is a derivative of a lot of people's energy. You may be the enzyme and the engine behind an idea or a thought, and that's certainly important, but inclusion is very important. Developing an environment that fosters ideas and creativity and then being open to those things. Obviously having a business plan, not just going off half-cocked, not knowing where you want to go. No destination is ever hit without having a map. You got to have a map to know where you go. You got to have a vision and a clear idea. The things you don't know what it is you don't know. In the areas that you aren't skilled in, get really skilled people in those areas to give you advice. The things that you know, focus on your core and never give up. Never give up on the concept of being an entrepreneur because you failed a few times, because that's pretty normal, quite frankly, and it's a worthy pursuit. That's the advice I would give them.